Okay, I'm going to continue this. This is about affordable corporate suites, Northern Drive. This will be tape two. I'm going back to, they've got my Wi-Fi cut off, and they're doing the same thing. They've been given chance after chance, people have. And any fool knows that if you gave a child, and they're allergic to peanuts, and you force-fed them peanuts, food with peanuts in it, that's murder. What they've done to me amounts to much more than that. What they've done to me over the years, they've used my illness to kill me, and they don't intend to stop till I'm in the grave. I've told you who I am, and I've had, well, the Brits told me I would never know if you cared to go back. I'm going to put this up now, though, because they got the Wi-Fi cut down, and I'm using my own um, internet access, and my provider doesn't provide a very good one, but this is what I'm on and have been on. And they won't do anything about it. They had my phone cut off this morning. I don't know how they managed that, and told me if I continued to use the Wi-Fi, which I haven't. That's easy to show, but they had my phone cut off, and when I talked to the manager who refers me to someone else, and yet here at the bottom it says, hope you had a nice day. If you had an issue, talk to the property manager. Well, that doesn't do me any good because the law doesn't work for me. They can do anything they want to me, and they have, except finally killing me, and that's not far off. They've just about done it. Now, I want to go back, though, to when the State Trooper Carl Barton and his wife brought me down. They took me to Affordable. It's owned by the same man, a Jewish man, off Starkey Road. It's Affordable Corporate Suites, just like this one. Owns a bunch of them. Okay, his wife paid the deposit, and I guess I'm saying this twice. I stayed there 17 months sucking up fuel and fumes that would kill a horse because I had to. I mean, it's unbelievable because it's been done in plain sight with people all around me knowing it and participating in it. Before his wife left, I was going to hug her. I thought she was doing me a favor. She said to me, she said, this is how we run you with chemicals. Well, later I started thinking, well, I know that. My word's no good. I've told people, I've gone to the press, I've gone to the media. They all know it. They're Rockefeller control. Who's the Rothschilds, the New World Order that helped kidnap me? The Kennedys, my own Uncle George VI. And my father wasn't even married to Wallace Simpson. That was a lie. He was married to Claudia O'Keefe, Irish, American, Catholic. So they took down my father, a beautiful man, kidnapped me, and put a 99-year seal on it. That ought to tell you something, because anybody and everybody knows it. They know about the mind control murders I wrote about, and I thought the book that I wrote, and then I had antifreeze put in me, had a letter from the FBI. Larry Flint was shot, the guy programmed to shoot him. Now I'm going to get back to, and I was flown to his home, and he did an article in the April issue of Hustler 84, where he said, I knew who was responsible for his shooting. He supported me in my campaign, and he said they made a pauper out of me. I was born, the day I was born, I should have been, if not number one, number two, most wealthiest woman in the world. They made a pauper out of me and my father, and they've done everything sick in the book. I don't know where Mark and Scott, my sons, are. I haven't, since they put the antifreeze in me, really. So now I'm going to go back to here to Affordable Corporate Suites, August the 14th, when the retired state trooper Carl Barton and his wife Linda brought me there. Linda did. And I started to hug her. You know, it seemed like a nice act on the surface, and she backed away from me like, no. And she said, this is how we run you, by using chemicals. Well, I knew they had used chemicals, but it was kind of odd for them to hear her or someone in law enforcement say it. So then I began to wonder, well, the fuel that was dumped on me in the middle of the night and on my Sierra tent, and this is gas. Did you put that there or have it put there? So I'm going to put this on here and not try to go in at affordable. They came in and did like every place else, and when I've stayed in their places before, because I had to, they come in illegally, soak my bed. They have the air conditioning, central or not, fixed so that it's pouring and pumping out air that's poison to anyone. You try to tell it, law enforcement won't touch it. They're telling them to do it. So I'm left, and it's quite something to know that everybody around you knows the mess, and they'll do nothing to help you. They just want me dead. That's not going to stop what's going on. I'm going to go back to Corporate Suites where they dumped me off August the 14th of '09, and here I'm back at one of them again. That I was here 2 years ago. I try to leave the same thing because law enforcement's behind the mess, and everybody will go along with it. Everybody has something to hide, and the FBI are your top investigative team, and who's going to investigate them, or who's going to investigate the media, who is controlled by the Rockefellers and Rothschilds. Now then, to Affordable Corporate Suite, August the 14th of '09. 2 weeks later, the response using mind control to the Virginia State Trooper retired using his credit card, and this all they paid was security deposit. 2 weeks later, I believe his name's Tom Childs, Childs. It's a takeoff on Childers. And remember, I said the mind control murders were done in patterns. So they can be proven, because mind control is invisible. But these were done by the agency over the years, and there's some names, not just John Lennon and what was done to him. Martin David Chapman shot him, and he was programmed. And Larry Flint, the guy, it's the Sandy Hook, the Aurora, Colorado, James Holmes being treated for mental illness, when mind control is a murder weapon, has nothing to do with mental illness. That's the sickest thing, is a misdiagnosis, a torture chamber for someone who's already a victim. Of mind control. Now I want to go back to Tom Childs, the state trooper of Virginia. He was still a state trooper, and there's a lot more that came in Appomattox here, and some murders, and he was in the helicopter, and the guy that was programmed actually shot the Virginia State helicopter up above, and it had to land, and Tom Childs was the pilot, or he was in there. I don't know if he piloted it or he was just in the helicopter there trying to subdue and what was going on in I believe it was Rockbridge County. But anyway, his daughter, Heidi, and her, I don't know if his boyfriend or just friend, he was I can't remember his name, but his father was a doctor. They were students at Virginia Tech where the 33 killings happened, mass killings, April the 16th of '07. You had the psychiatrist at Fort Hood shooting. He graduated from Virginia Tech. That's near me. There's a whole slew of the murders using mind control, and nobody tells it. Anyway, his daughter Heidi and her friend, I've forgotten his name, David Metzer. Yeah, and his father was a doctor. They were both students at Tech also in 14 when this happened. It's a response to the retired state trooper Carl Barton bringing me down to affordable and paying with I've put that. Now I'm going to say that the Tom Childs retired. Well, he's retired now. He wasn't then. His daughter Heidi and her friend, who was a student too over there, went out a few miles into the Jefferson National Forest, just I guess for a peaceful or a picnic, I don't know. But they were gunned down with a rifle, and no one's ever paid for it. I know who did it, and they know I know who did it, but they're afraid of it. And now then, you had Morgan Harrington, who her father is a psychiatrist, very prominent here, very. And he taught psychiatry at Virginia Tech. Morgan went there to school. They live in Roanoke. They live out where I walk to the Appalachian Trail in